I don't know. Last year's practice and qualifying stuff was dry and whatnot, so we got some experience in the dry. So feeling that out, street courses always tend to kind of grip up as you go. So being a little tentative to start is probably not a bad idea, but pace will ramp up and it'll ramp up fast.
Was there, obviously, you look at different races to run in Xfinity. Was there ever a consideration or the other options for maybe better running other places?
The I mean, there's no sponsors for going and running Xfinity races. There was, fortunately for us, with BetMGM and Rebel for the run to Charlotte one, but there wasn't an abundance of them to be able to get my 5 to just be able to choose which ones to do. But this one probably would have been on the list in order to just kind of get out there and get some reps, get some laps, and just get some comfort in the close confines. Yeah, sure. I feel like we were decent here last year. I wouldn't say we were exceptional, and the weather kind of threw a wrench in our day on Sunday. But then being back in the pack, and it's kind of tough to pass. So having the opportunity to play the strategy game got us up front, got us the top 5. So wouldn't say that we were driving through the field and passing people, but this year will be different.
I ran into Tori Galida last night. He said that there's likely more changes to be coming. That Andy's probably not the first change that we'll see there. Are you pushing for any of that? I mean, clearly they want to get better, and they're not running at optimum right now.
I'm not pushing for it, no, but just, Richard and I have had some discussions on some stuff and just trying to get better, trying to push in every area that we possibly can, body shop, chassis shop, assembly, all of that stuff. And, it's just the competition side, the engineering side, all of that stuff, and making sure that we're doing all the best we can and understanding the information that we have given to us the best we can, as there's other Chevy teams that are being able to do a better job than what we are with all of that. So, if we were the best of the Chevy teams and we were struggling and not winning, then there would be a different problem across the board. But Hendrick seems to be doing just fine, so we've got to catch up to at least that.
Kyle, you had said earlier this year, I mean, we in Richmond at that we were only a couple races in, that it was already a season of missed opportunities and kind of there were some races where you guys were the outlier of just not running well. Is that still a mix of what it is between there's times where you guys are off, but then there's also times where, like last week, you're lined up 4th, and then it just goes away on a restart?
Yeah, no, sure. I've stopped keeping track. It's been so dismal and so heartbreaking that I have a hard time dealing with enough stuff in my life that every Sunday to keep adding to it is getting harder and harder to deal with. But just got to keep going on in the next week and keep fighting on and fight the good fight to try to score a win, hopefully before the playoffs, and if not before the playoffs, then at least in the playoffs.
Was there any the struggles in what you guys are fighting with the car? Was there any of this last year that maybe was just kind of masked because you had those 3 wins, so maybe it just wasn't as evident, if that makes sense?
A little bit, yeah. We were good at Fontana, like that was a deserving win. We are always fast at the speedways, and Gateway we were a dominant car, so that was a deserving win, But there's definitely some other places where we were fast and had good speed that didn't get the finishes that we had hoped for. And this year, I wouldn't say we've had that same speed, but we've actually been, let's say we're a 5th place car. Well, something happens, and we're 18th, or Vegas, we were a 2nd place car and we couldn't get on and off pit road all day, and we ended up in the 20s or something. So it's definitely always something.
You feel like
Why? Because I was tired. I was carrying all my stuff. It was a long day. I went to the hotel and ate a little food and went to sleep.
he likes to twist his earlier stuff. No, that's a good time. That was good. Good turnout from the crowd, and it seems like everybody had a great time. In those deals, I get asked if that was fun. For me, that's work for me. Like being going around to all the different sponsors and partners that are there, the food trucks, the vendors, and everything. So it feels like more of work for me. So it's hard for me to see if everybody's having a good time. So I have to ask the people that are helping run it, from the NASCAR side and the 2311 side, if everybody seems like they're having a great time, and the responses were great. So hopefully that is all true and everyone had a great time. Appreciate Twista coming out and being the artist of the night. Stayed for a couple songs and definitely enjoyed my time there. So it's a good start to the weekend.
How much do you know about anime, and did you have any clue what's on your car?
Very little. I was able to see the car. I haven't even actually seen the car fully in person. Actually, I seen it on the news. Where was I at yesterday in the morning? I think I was at McDonald's, and they were showing our car on the news. I was like, oh, okay, that's what it looks like fully. But very little on the anime side. I know it's big for McDonald's and to push that, the jiu-jitsu, anime stuff. So it was fun. Trying the gojo sauce at McDonald's yesterday was really good. So all in all, I'm down for it. As long as it's fast, I'm good with whatever we put on the car.
Are you going to be fast?
Why are you laughing?
Because it's a road course. Because it's a road course and it's Bubba Wallace.
It's a street course. It's a street course. It's different, Bob. Come on. I hope so. We'll see.
Bubba, Denny was just talking about how this is such a big weekend in terms of activation with McDonald's, Xfinity. It's more than just a race for your sponsor. You were just talking about the work you have to do managing sponsors in an event like last night. Is it a more difficult weekend for you because of stuff like that, or?
It's one of your busier weekends. I mean, this is such a hyped up and amped up weekend. I mean, looking at last year, I've told you guys plenty of times I wanted it to fail, so we weren't back here. But Monday, after the race, I was like, man, it was actually really a lot of fun and really cool how things worked out. I mean, just walking over from the hotel, you're a tourist for a few seconds until you get on the racetrack grounds. So it's just a total different vibe. So you kind of have to appreciate that to get away from a little bit of the madness. Because at the end of the day, you're entertaining sponsors, you're racing cars, you're trying to go as fast as you can and win the race. So that's all the same. But there's a little bit more work that goes into the days leading up to it. So.
Is there more pressure on you because of that?
No. Well, I mean, yeah, because McDonald's is headquartered here in Chicago. So I got a lot of eyes watching, a lot of employees pulling for us. So, I mean, you can look at it from that standpoint. But, no, at the end of the day, once the helmet goes on, you get to have your peace and place of zen for a couple hours at least.
How much are you looking at points each week? Because it seems like you're on the plus side one week, minus side the next. I mean, how tough has that been, and are you looking at it?
That's the way it goes, You can't count anybody out, or hopefully one of those cars that you can't count out. We haven't had the best stretch of races in a while. It was a nice finish and rebound last Sunday at Nashville, but just not how we wanted our race to play out. We definitely wanted to be better in the middle portion. But no, we just got to keep after it. We're all still hungry. We all know what we're capable of doing. The 45 showing speed week in and week out. So we just got to have a big self-to-self moment of figuring out what we need to do and get us back on track. So here, it's Chicago. We got to do the best that we can, execute and get as many points as we can. So, it'll be fun. So.
This is Custom Patch Hats. But what makes us custom? Well, that actually begins with you. We're just bringing your unique vision to life. No knockoffs, no lookalikes. Your design is one of a kind. We know hats, we know design, and we know quality. The proof? It's in our production. Hand-stitched with precision and care, with brands you know and trust. A one-of-a-kind patch deserves a one-of-a-kind treatment, all the way to your doorstep. It's how we keep it custom.